is it dangerous? Your talk is cheap. I'm standing here, still standing here. Don't question my heart, still standing here. Don't question the fire that burns inside the dream.
We are across the pond here in Sheffield, England, as our week-long stay continues. That's the Atlanta Extreme host here tonight. And tonight in our featured contest, ECW original, the franchise Shane Douglas will try to take out the Big Red Machine Kane. That's your featured contest here on this edition of ECW. So sit back and enjoy the show.
On the way to the ring from Blackpool, England, weighing 240 pounds, William Regal.
Well, you can call this a homecoming for one William Regal as he makes his way to the ring to kick off this edition of ECW. He is set to take on Wildcat Chris Harris, who made a return to the CAWFed Nation, his ECW debut in that six-man tornado tag match last week, substituting for the Hurricane, and we still don't know why the Hurricane did not compete. Hopefully to find out more news at some point down the line, but right now, here comes Chris Harris in his singles debut.
And introducing the opponent from the Bluegrass State, Kentucky, Chris Harris.
Chris Harris didn't get in that much offense in that six-man tornado tag, but he was the one that got the pinfall. And let's see if Chris Harris can get one here on England's own William Regal. Alright, here we go. Because we are just 12 days away from the Survivor Series, and hopefully before this program goes off the air, we can at least know if the Big Show indeed will meet Kane one-on-one for the ECW Championship. As I believe last week in that Extreme Rules match, you see that single leg Boston Crab applied by Regal. Kane showed exactly why he should be the man to face the Big Show and not Raven. Huge shot to the chest, repeatedly by Chris Harris. And Harris is going to take it to Regal here. We're just seconds in on this opening contest. And if you just tuning in, glad you can join us here. We're coming to you live across the pond here in the UK. As you see, Harris, short-range clothesline, that's not going to keep down a veteran like William Regal here. Regal sends Harris into the corner, and Chris Harris could be in trouble here in the early goings of this opening contest. If you're just tuning in, our featured contest here tonight, you should see Chris Harris delivers a power driver, and down goes Regal. Tonight's featured contest, as I was stating, the Big Red Machine Kane will go against ECW original, the franchise Shane Douglas here tonight. And Harris now on a short range clothesline, spending too much time checking out his wrists. That might come at to bite him here. You don't want to take any time to do anything other than wear down the veteran William Regal. Don't you know Chris Harris? More of a tag team specialist in his days with Tennessee Cowboy James Storm. It's good to see Chris Harris back in the ring, despite the offense that he barely got in that six-man tag last week. And it's an elbow, fly elbow off the top, connecting. And Chris Harris looking pretty good here in his singles matchup against William Regal. Hits him with a DDT. And Harris needs to continue that instead of trying to get the crowd on his side here in Sheffield. They lock up. Into a neck breaker, and down goes Regal. Regal hasn't gotten any that much offense in this match. That can definitely come back to bite him. Here we go off the Irish whip. Loop that's press. And down goes Regal again. And Regal is still being allowed in this match because Chris Harris is spending too much time now in the crowd here. And Chris Harris into a reverse back body drop, and that's perhaps the opening Regal needed to get back into this match. Let's see now. Down goes Chris Harris. And you hear the fans here in the UK. Say what you will about William Regal, but he's gonna bring it every time he's in the ring. DDT by Harris. And Chris Harris now allows Regal to get back up to a vertical base. Shoved out of the corner. Regal now. And a takedown. And Regal in position. And Regal comes back with those series of lefts and rights. And Regal gets caught with a sleeper. And down he goes yet again. And Chris Harris blocking the kick, but not that time. Caught up in the ropes. Chris Harris has him up. Installing brainbuster. And Chris Harris back into the swinging neckbreaker. And Chris Harris, this one hasn't been in the ring in quite some time, is surely holding his own here against William Regal. And William Regal now, back and forth punches and kicks between these two. Opening contest on this edition of ECW. Back with a back body drop. Harris now. He took too long to follow up. And a headlock takedown by Regal. And Regal now allows him to get back up. And a short range clothesline for his troubles. Picks him back up. Into the corner he sends him. Regal shoves his way out of the corner. And Chris Harris might need to do something else here tonight. Another short range clothesline. He picks him back up yet again. What's he going to do here? Rolls him up. Too close to the ropes. Not aware of where he was in the ring. Irish whip. Hits him again. Loop that press. Spending too much time. 20. William Regal has him up. Puts him down. And that's perhaps now gives Regal the opportunity. He's going for the cover. Two count, a quick two at that. Regal knows he has to do more than that if he wants to catch Chris Harris off guard. And Harris locks it in. Camel clutch. Chris Harris. Back body drop. We're going to see something else here. Top rope. And a diving elbow puts down William Regal. Into the corner. Third time is not the charm as Regal shoves his way out of the corner. Chris Harris has him up. Puts him down. Could this do it right here? No! Chris Harris hitting a catatonic. And Chris Harris puts him down. Take a look again at the replay. Chris Harris can't get the 3. May have to do something else here. Short range clothesline yet again. He locking in the sharpshooter. Too close to the ropes. And Regal with a hard kick. And Chris Harris is down. One, two. And just like that, William Regal, a hard kick. I don't know if it was the midsection or the groin area, but in the event, Chris Harris goes down in the home country. Let's take a look again. He hit the catatonic, blocked in the sharpshooter, but he was too close to the roof. But that hard kick to the groin, I believe, pushed down Chris Harris here in the UK. But still to come here tonight in this edition of ECW, Shane Douglas has a big task at hand. He meets Kane here tonight in our feature contest here on ECW. And that's edition of Friday Night SmackDown. It was during last week's main event. We saw the epic return of General Manager Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And this Friday night, he will address the entire SmackDown roster. What will he say? Don't miss the next edition of SmackDown. Check your local listings for availability in your area. We continue with this edition of ECW as Billy Kidman is set to make his way to the ring.
On the way to the ring from Allentown, Pennsylvania, weighing 215 pounds, Billy Kidman.
Once you see Kidman makes his way to the ring, he is set to go one-on-one with the ECW champion, The Big Show. And let's see if Kidman will fare any differently than Shannon Moore did last week. Oh, shout The Big Show made Kidman lunch food and made this a quick matchup here. Speaking of The Big Show, perhaps The Big Show is looking to send a message to whoever gets the shot at the ECW championship.
Well, it's a big show.
It's a big show. The opponent weighing 500 pounds, The Big Show.
As you see, The Big Show makes his way to the ring. It's not a foregone conclusion that the Big Red Machine Kane will be the man to get that title shot at the Survivor Series. But if it was up to me and not the board of directors, it would be the Big Red Machine after he just destroyed Raven in that Extreme Rules match last week. But it's not up for me to decide. Alright, here we go, Mike Chioda. And Billy Kidman takes The Big Show off his feet just like that.
Rope break.
And Billy Kidman is going to want to keep The Big Show on the ground. Kidman puts down The Big Show. Of course, you know in real life that would not be the case. Anyhow, Big Show, big boot to the face, caught up in the ropes now, and a huge headbutt, and down goes Billy Kidman. And Kidman now. And the Hangman choke. More or less a choke bomb almost. Big Show has him up. And a stolen suplex. And the Big Show once again could just be toying with Billy Kidman the same way he did with Shannon Moore last week. Reversal Irish whip. Doesn't follow up with the standing drop kick. Gets hit with a running clothesline. He props right back up. And a drop kick to the knee sends down the ECW champion. Not before the champion pops back up. Noticing that elbow drop that was coming. And down he goes. But he pops right back up as well. And speaking of the Big Red Machine, whether or not he should get the shot at the ECW Championship, if you're just tuning in, you see Kidman putting on The Big Show yet again. Kane goes one-on-one with ECW Original, the franchise Shane Douglas feature contest here this week on ECW. And Kidman could be in serious trouble here. Huge height disadvantage, weight disadvantage, and here we go! He's signaling for the choke slam. Big Show now. No! back body drop. And Kidman. Uh-oh, here we go. Down he goes. Big choke slam where he popped right back up. And again, another choke slam. Big Show going for the cover. That should be all she wrote. No! 2 count only. Unbelievable. And a stalling suplex yet again. And Big Show is looking to have his way here. Big Show now. Huge slam. Perhaps the Big Show is looking to send his own message here to whoever gets the shot, whether it's Kane, Raven, or whoever else. Because for all we know tonight, Shane Douglas can come out here and beat Kane tonight one-on-one. Irish whip. Doesn't follow up with those standing drop kick. Comes back with another running clothesline. And Kidman comes back with a standing drop kick right there. Big Show is looking to continue to wear down a much smaller Billy Kidman. Single leg Boston Crab. Kidman comes back with a reversal back body drop. Kidman now locks in a sleeper. Down goes the Big Show, and Kidman, who should just continue to follow up, acknowledging the crowd here in Sheffield. And that's not going to work for him. Big Show should be done playing around with the much smaller Billy Kidman. Like he hasn't been playing around. One-handed face crusher by Kidman. Delivering 2 choke slams. The Kidman, he kicked out at 2. And another stalling suplex. Big Show puts him down. And Big Show, once again, having his way with one Billy Kidman. Kidman now. Down goes Billy Kidman.
1, 2, 2 counts.
And a near fall. Can't put away Kidman. Here we go again. Choke slam. For the 3rd time. That should be a charm.
2, 3.
And he went right into it for the 3rd time. And the Big Show put away Billy Kidman. Let's take a look at the replay here. Closing moment. And that 3rd choke slam hit it in. Let's see, get the 1, 2, 3. Let's take a look again at that elevation. If I'm anybody backstage, I do not want to get caught up in that. Still to come here tonight. Big ties in hand for the franchise. Can he franchise the Big Red Machine? We'll find out here tonight on ECW.
This is another one. We in the club with this one. Black hair, Lambo.
We don't surrender. We don't wave white flag. We don't surrender. Stand here and fight back. We don't surrender. Step before this out of fam. We don't surrender. Boy, brother, please. We don't surrender. We don't wave white flag. We don't surrender. Stand here and fight back. We don't surrender. Step before this out of fam. We don't surrender. Boy, brother, please.
I let the thing clock up. I put the fear of God in you. Stigmata. I lay your body in the water by King's Plaza. My fifth pop up bigger than Big Pop.
And now, the Raw Rebound, brought to you by our Blogspot page. Check us out at blogspot.com. We continue with this edition of ECW as The Miz makes his way to the ring.
On the way to the ring from the Buckeye State, Ohio, the Mind.
Well, ever since aligning himself with the franchise Shane Douglas, there's been a new type of attitude with The Miz. He's been more focused and taking his craft very seriously here, but he's set to go one-on-one with Hardcore Holly.
And introducing the opponent from Mobile, Alabama, weighing 233 pounds, Hardcore Holly.
Well, if The Miz is looking for a fight, this is the fight. I believe he may not win here, because when it comes to intensity and being brutal and tough, this is one tough cookie right here. Hardcore Holly, he has his work cut out for him tonight. Alright, here we go. I see if The Miz can continue his winning ways here on ECW. And choke bomb by The Miz. And The Miz now is looking to put away Hardcore Holly early. And a series of punches directly to the head. And The Miz is looking to have his way here. Of course, the man he's aligned himself with, the franchise Shane Douglas, is moments away from his biggest test, I think, ever in Atlanta Extreme. Big Red Machine Kane. That lariat from behind in The Miz is just taunting Hardcore Holly. Holly now looking perhaps getting some offense and hits that neck breaker. And let's see if that's the opening he needed to get himself going in this match. And you saw the Big Show choke bomb again. He popped right back up. And The Miz continue hitting that. And down goes Hardcore Holly. Follow up with a Russian leg sweep. The Miz now going up top. High risk. Diving elbow. No. Gets hit with a right hand for his trouble. And Hardcore Holly back to the Russian leg sweep. You know The Miz is going to have to get it going here and get the win. Perhaps pump up the adrenaline for one Shane Douglas. Of course, Shane Douglas doesn't need his adrenaline being pumped. He knows the importance of this. Down goes Hardcore Holly. And The Miz, is he going for that reality check? Yes, he is. He hits it. It's done and over. But one Hardcore Holly. One, he's counting. 3, and he gets 3, and The Miz just like that put down Hardcore Holly. Not much of a fight here. The Miz gets the win. Now take a look again at the replay. He hit that spear, but the reality check is the whole story here. He got that spear and hit that reality check. We're gonna take a look again at it in slow motion. I'm telling you, The Miz, since aligning himself with Shane Douglas, a newfound attitude and a new perspective here, and he keeps doing that, he's gonna be going places. Coming up next, Kane is looking to destroy another ECW original. Can he do it against the franchise? Next, here on ECW. On the next edition of Monday Night Raw, after our epic one-on-one contest, the #1 contender, Rey Mysterio, was successful in defeating the man who has had his number for the past few weeks, Mr. Kennedy. Now we're just 6 days away from the biggest challenge of his career. Can Rey Mysterio roll into New York City, continue on his roll, or will John Cena put him down? You don't want to miss this huge edition of Monday Night Raw, live for the world's most famous arena. Check your local listings for availability in your area. Your featured contest here on this edition of ECW is underway.
On the way to the ring, Kane.
If this is not the undisputed #1 contender to the ECW Championship, you show me who is. Kane is yet to get a one-on-one return bout for the ECW title, and that dates back to when he lost the title at the Great American Bash. He was in that triple threat match a few weeks back, was crowned a new ECW champion in the Big Show, but Kane wants a one-on-one opportunity. It just needs to come out at this point that he is the #1 contender to the Big Show's ECW Championship. He can't focus on that right now. He's set to take on the franchise.
And introducing the opponent from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania, James Dawn Lewis.
Well, we just saw his running buddy, The Miz, put the hardcore holler. What a huge win this will be if the franchise can take down the Big Red Machine Kane here in this featured contest. Coming to you from the UK, Sheffield, England. Glad you can join us. Here we go. Big boot to the face. Straight out, coming out of the corner. They lock up here. Shane Douglas raking on the eyes. Kane stepping back into the ropes, and over the top he goes. Shane Douglas doesn't follow, too really talking smack. That's a little too early for that. And Kane catches Shane with an arm drag and a series of punches to the head, and down goes Shane Douglas. And Shane Douglas could be in some trouble here. Russian leg sweep. And the franchise is going to want to keep Kane grounded as much as he can. Shane Douglas does not want to end up how Billy Kidman did, courtesy of the Big Show, earlier here tonight. Because there's a major difference between Billy Kidman and Shane Douglas. But we won't focus on that right now. Your main event here on ECW, one-on-one. This is not an Extreme Rules match, so they're going to need to take it back in the ring at some point. Russian leg sweep yet again. Kane into reverse back body drop. And Shane Douglas. Single leg Boston Crab. Working on the left leg of the Big Red Machine. Series of right hands. Discus punch was going to attempt. The spacing was bad right there. And that's why Shane Douglas halted him, trying to land that discus punch. Douglas now, shoulder breaker. And Shane Douglas catches Kane, trying to deliver a toe kick to the midsection, pulls him back. And Shane Douglas looks like he was holding his own there. Okay, now fighting back. Has him up. Hangman like choke. And Kane has him up to a vertical base. Into a reverse back body drop. And again. Right hand does not connect right there. Hits him with a DDT. A running DDT at that. Right hand, no. Kane comes back with a backbreaker. Shane Douglas back up. Huge shot to the chest puts the Big Red Machine through the steel steps. Back up to a vertical basis, the Franchise. Look to roll the Franchise back into the ring. That didn't happen. Gorilla Press Slam tosses the Franchise like a rag doll. Kane up top. So that he had the position that he needed to go high risk. Back into the ring now. And Shane Douglas is in some serious trouble here. Has him around the throat. Puts him down. Choke slam. This could be over quickly here. And on 1 count only. That had to be pure instinct. It's going to take more than that to put down former ECW champion in his own right, the Franchise Shane Douglas. Clothesline into the corner. Shane Douglas now. Back body drop. And this could be the beginning of the end for the Franchise. Take a look again at the replay. High risk off the top, connecting. 1, 2. 2 count only. And Kane is looking to show his dominance. He may want to send a message to the Big Show. As the Big Show earlier tonight sent that message in his match to whoever will face him at Survivor Series. I gotta believe that 100%. Series of right hands, and down goes Shane, and Shane Douglas could just be moments away from going down here. I spoke too soon because here we go again. Choke slam. He's going for the cover. Could be all she wrote. 2 count only. How is Shane Douglas kicking out of these? And Kane looks like he's going to have his way yet again with another ECW original. And a knee crusher on the canvas. Dodge that right hand, not this time. Shane Douglas balances his way out. Shane Douglas trying to come back. But Kane delivering punches of his own. Into the corner, Kane sends the Franchise. Elbow smash into the ropes. And Kane is just stomping a mud hole into Shane Douglas. Series of right hands yet again. And into the corner, the Big Red Machine sends Shane Douglas. And Kane is having his way yet again. Caught up in the ropes. Kane. And there's a pile driver off the ropes. And Kane not done yet. Shane pops right up. Kane now sends the Franchise into the corner. He's setting them up here. And right in that midsection of the Franchise, working on that lower area, the abdomen, and Shane is back up. What it's going to take to put down the Franchise? Into the corner. Shane Douglas. And again, working on the lower region of Shane Douglas. And Kane. And the way Kane is just having his way with the Franchise, he wins this one. And unless Shane Douglas miraculously found a huge second win coming from somewhere, this is your #1 contender to the ECW Championship. Just go ahead and book it. Shane Douglas That big, and that's running DDT yet again. And Shane Douglas could be in trouble. High risk again. Down goes Shane Douglas. Into the corner he goes. Still working on the midsection of Shane Douglas. Shane Douglas in some serious trouble here. Back body drop. Not yet. Shane Douglas is back up. How much left does he have in the tank? We saw this last week. Boom! Big boot to the face. This should be all she wrote. And indeed it is. The Big Red Machine Kane, impressive here on ECW. Let's take a look again at the replay. Closing moments of this matchup. High risk off the top. And in the end, that big boot out of the corner did end the franchise. Shane Douglas. What a matchup. And wait a minute. That's Raven. What is he doing out here? He has that chair and right across the throat of Kane. I guess Raven didn't appreciate being dominated like that last week, so he's looking to dominate himself. Raven was the one that helped that belt last. You feel Big Show won in that triple threat match. Well, I guess he feels like he should be the one. But Kane has the case as well, as you saw Kane getting hit with that steel chair excessively hard across the body. But here's Kane coming back. A series of right hands, sending a former ECW champion into the corner. And a knee crusher for his services, but here comes Raven. Short range clothesline, and down goes the Big Red Machine. And Kane, he's not done yet either. Tombstone! Tombstone! And now Kane is signaling that the end is near here. Hangman like choke, and Raven could be in trouble. And these two, and Raven is just staring at Kane. And it's an arm breaker for his troubles, not following up. And Raven looking to send his own message, despite what happened last week. Running DDT, and Kane is no longer playing around with Raven. The piece of that steel chair sends Raven over the top, and on the outside, here we go. And another running DDT. Kick to the groin area. And Raven hits him with a short-range clothesline. Things about to get extreme yet here again. Arm breaker one more time. And Raven clothesline from behind. And Raven now, he crawled back into the ring. Why is that? And Raven, not done yet. He brought this on. He came out here through the crowd. And Raven, quote the Raven, nevermore. Even flow DDT. And down goes Kane. Does Raven have his own case? You see the chair in the throat of the Big Red Machine. And look at these sets of chair shots. Let's take a look. Raven. The tombstone right there. I think Raven can have a case, but Kane is clearly the undisputed #1 contender. Take a look again. We out of time. We'll see you this Friday night.